everyone, Jess with Emotional Fire Academy, and today we're going to be talking about HSP burnout and the 2 mindset shifts you can make today to overcome it. So this is a topic that's near and dear to my heart. I've experienced HSP burnout several times, and by the end of this video, you're going to know the 2 steps you can take immediately if you are experiencing burnout as a highly sensitive person. So two of the major signs that you are in a state of burnout is you've totally isolated yourself from life. You're just like checking out and like not talking to anyone. You just want to be by yourself because the world's too much. On the other extreme of that is that if you have found yourself leaning really hard into someone, this was my experience. I was in a relationship that was not serving me and this person had narcissistic tendencies, and it was just destroying me. Like, I was putting all of my emotional energy into this, and it was exacerbating what I was feeling. So if those things are happening to you, if you've completely isolated, or if you're super leaning hard into someone because out of neediness and needing that stability, stay with me. We're going to keep talking about this. So some of the other symptoms that you might be experiencing if you're in a burnout state is feeling just like your sensitivity has increased tenfold. Like, everything sets you off. Everything bothers you. The sound of a clock, to the extent where you recognize, like, whoa, this is more intense than it usually is. Feeling like you're at your wit's end, like you don't belong in the world. That comes with just the hypersensitivity, like more than usual. Your nervous system is fried, and you can feel it in your body, right? You're just on edge all the time. And that is kind of, why you would self-isolate. That's why you would lean hard on somebody else, is you're like, I need help. You just feel this need for, to calm down. You're having a hard time relaxing. And I know all this because I experienced all these things. So your friendships might have fallen away. That was another sign to me that things were kind of taking a turn to where I didn't want them to go. All of my friendships have fallen away. I had just not had a really hard time connecting with people. And even though I was trying to reach out to other people, I was trying to connect with them, my emotionality would get in the way and just push them away. And I ended up kind of clinging and being like, no, please don't leave. Like, I need you. I need your help. I need your friendship. And so that really, a lot of my friendships kind of evaporated overnight, and ones that had been pretty strong. Overwhelm is your normal state. And I found myself too chameleoning through emotions, like literally like a chameleon, where one minute I would be sad, one minute I would be happy, one minute I would be not so much happy, but I would be angry. The next minute, it was just, I couldn't stop it. I felt victimized. I just felt like my emotions were changing color every 10, 15 minutes, or coming out of the blue and just blindsiding me. And it was taking up so much of my time and energy just to deal with that part, just to deal with the emotionality. You might also have body symptoms if you're feeling insomnia, fatigue, just disconnected from your body, not in your body because it's so strung out that you're kind of like checking out of it. And just fragile and reactive. That is the biggest sign of having HSP burnout, is just you feel crispy. Like, you just feel like when anyone touches you, you're just going to crumble into dust. And that is totally what I experienced when I went through my burnout phase. So drop a comment below. Have you experienced burnout? What did you do to get yourself out of it? I'd love to hear your ideas, your suggestions, and just open some conversation. So drop a comment underneath the video. Fortunately, there are some things that we can do. And what I found was when I had reached the stage and I experienced all those symptoms and I'm like, whoa, I am in this place. The first thing I had to do was accept that I was burned out, because when you are still subscribing to these thoughts about, I should be happy all the time, I should be with my friends, I should be, all these should, would, could, we kind of prevent ourselves from just being present in where we're at. And it wastes a lot of energy in like, oh, I should be doing this, but this is the reality. And so these 2 different worlds are kind of like constantly draining us. When we can first and foremost, accept where we are and embrace, like, be honest with ourselves and embrace, like, I am totally burned out. I'm totally crispy right now. I am in a spot I don't want to be in. It opens this space up. It opens this quiet. We're not fighting ourselves anymore. And so that lack of resistance with yourself, that lack of self kind of struggle internally will open up a space of being like, okay, this is where I'm at. I admit that I'm in this hole right now, or in this dark spot, or in a place I don't want to be. I admit it. And so admitting it to ourselves and embracing it just in the fact of being honest with ourselves, it sounds like such a simple thing, but it's profound. And that is where you find yourself when you're ready to start making changes, you know? And so acceptance is first and foremost, just, you know, creating that quiet of like, okay, this is where I'm at, you know, and stopping the struggle of, I shouldn't be here. You know, I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't be feeling this way. I should be doing this. Forget that for the moment. Conserve your energy. Tap into, okay, this is where I am. And that's okay. I accept that, and I'm not going to be here forever. And so the second thing to do that I found, once I kind of accepted where I was like, okay, I accept this, and I'm, you know, this is where I am. I am where I am. And the second thing I realized was that I had nothing to lose at that point, right? I'm already at the bottom. I'm already in burnout. And so approaching life as an experiment and saying, okay, I have nothing to lose. What am I open to trying? You know, and the more burnt out you are and the more crispy you are, the more potential you have to be more open-minded, the more willing you are to try anything at that point. And that's what I reached. And so I just made a list of modalities and books and things I wanted to explore to kind of start changing and shifting myself and getting out of burnout and feeling more resilient. And so approaching life as an experiment and saying, hey, I have nothing to lose, might as well try it. I can always go back to where I was. Burnout is always there waiting for me. That's what I figured, you know? And so, and remember that this is just a habit. You know, our mindset, our body feels, our, you know, the way, just our overall feeling, our overall, like where we are mentally and physically and spiritually it's habitual. It's the accumulation of habitual behaviors. And so some habits created the burnout, and so the same habits can be shifted. So that's also the light at the end of the tunnel, is that it's not you. It's not that you're permanently in this place. If you are experiencing burnout, you know, it's not like, oh, this is where I am forever for the rest of my life. No, that's not the case. That is not the case. And I really want you to hear that if you're in burnout stage right now. Because it's an illusion. And I felt that way for moments too, like, oh, that's just desperate, like wanting to give up. But that is not the case. These habits can be shifted gradually, doing a little bit every day. And I realized too that the habits actually I created my own addiction to suffering in staying in this space for so long, because I was in it for a long time, like months, you know, sometimes I wonder if years in my 20s, like I spent a year or two just in a suffering state because the habits just created all these brain chemicals that I kind of became reliant upon. And I'm not a psychologist. I'm a biohacker. I'm just someone who's gone through this stuff. And so I really think that is what happened in my case. That's the way I started to frame it and be like, okay, I want to become addicted to being joyful or being happy or being in a higher vibe. So that's what I started to work on and get clarity on. If you need some more things to start shifting these habits, if you are experiencing burnout, check out my free webinar on my website, emotionalfireacademy.com. It is a 1-hour information-packed webinar where we get deeper into the things that you can start shifting and the 3 aspects that come together to create emotion and that create the burnout. So I invite you to check that out. Also subscribe to my channel. I'm putting out new videos every week about how to stop suffering as a highly sensitive person and how to run boldly towards life. So leave a comment below, check out the website, and have a wonderful day. And if you're burned out, baby, I'm telling you, there's light at the end of the tunnel. So I also have free consultations. Call me up, talk to me for 30 minutes. Let's see where you're at. So have a great day. Bye.